Welcome back to Algebra 1 Honors. We are looking at lesson 7-6% problems. And there are two ways to kind of organize your information for this kind of a problem. One way is the formula that's in blue here, and that's what's in your book. Another very useful and helpful way is to use a chart, a table. And that's the way that actually I'm more used to solving the problem. You get the same answer either way. And in fact, when you fill the information in here, you're actually converting to the formula when you solve the problem. So they're really sort of two steps of the same thing. Here's our problem over here. This is number 10 in the section of problems for 7-6. It says the number of students with a driver's license at PHS, Pensacola High School, is now 558. This is 24% more than last year. How many students had a driver's license last year? Question mark. Okay, so what we need to do is fill in over here, fill in our information. Well, it says the number of students now, so that's the new amount, is 558. So down here under new, under actual students, we're going to put 558 because that's actual countable physical students. And that's an increase of 24%. So here's our change is 24%. Our original was 100% of however many students we had last year. So we had S number of students last year with a license. That was 100%. It increased by 24%. So now we have, and we add this way, now we have 124%, the original 100%, plus however many more students we added to get 124%, or 558 actual students. Now we have to set up a proportion, two ratios. And we're going to do that using our variable here and two of our rows here. Obviously, we're missing what goes here, so we're not going to use this number. We're going to use the two rows where our variable is and our other numbers are filled in. So we're going to say 100 is to 124. So this is to this on the percentage side, as we don't know how many students, that's our S, last year, is to 558. So there's our proportion. Now we're going to solve it. Now, in order to make this a little bit more manageable, I'm going to reduce the 100 over 124. You have a calculator, so you can simply plug it into the calculator. But I know if I divide by 4 up here, I get a 25. And if I divide by 4 down here, I get a 31. So that makes it a little more manageable. Now I'm going to have 31 times S equals 25 times 558. And to figure out how many students, I'm going to need to divide both sides by 31. Okay. Now let's see. I don't have a calculator with me, so we're going to very quickly do 558 times 25 here. All right, and we get what, 16 here. Okay, and then we divide by 31. And we get 450, okay, which will take you a lot less time because you can punch it into your calculator. So the number of students that we had last year was 450. We should be able to check it by taking 450 finding out what 24% of that is, i.e. multiply that number by 0.24, that's 24%, and add that to the original amount. Okay, and we should get 558. Now let's look at how we would do it the other way using the formula. Okay. And let's archive. We should get 450 again. Okay? So doing the formula, the percent of change is 24 over 100. Okay? The change in price, we don't know what that, or the change in number of students, let's make that a C. We don't know what that is. Okay? Over the original number of students. Now here's where we have to get a little bit creative, because I don't want to put another variable in there. Then I have two variables in one equation. That doesn't work too well. So if C is the change, how many students were added or subtracted, added actually in this case, then instead of putting another variable here, our original number of students is going to be the 558 minus the ones that were added. So instead of putting an S up here, to use the formula, we're going to write it like this. Okay? That's the change. That's how many students were added or subtracted. So our original number of students is what we have now minus those that were added. Okay? And that's what goes right here. Okay? Now, then we can again reduce this. Let's see, if we divide by 4 here, we get 6. By 4 here, we get 25. So now when we cross multiply, we have 25C equals 6 times 558 minus C. Have to distribute. And we end up with 25C equals, let's see, it's going to be minus 6C. See what we get when you do 558 by 6. Again, you can do this on your calculator. We get 3348. Okay, we're going to add 6C to both sides. That gives us 31C here and 3348 here. Divide both sides by 31. So we're going to take 3, and you're thinking, oh, we're not going to get 450. No, we're not, because we're getting a different number originally. So we're going to take 3348 and divide by 31. And again, you can use your calculator. Okay, and we get a change, i.e. how many students also picked up their license. The C is 108. So this is 108. So if we have 558 and 108 additionally picked up their license, that's 24% more, then we'd have to subtract 108 from 558, and indeed we get 450, the same answer that we got doing it with the table. Okay? So it's your choice. You can use the table or you can use the formula. Either way, you'll get the same answer. And sometimes it's one step to use the formula instead of two steps like we had here. It depends on which part of the table is missing. Okay? In this case, it took us 2 steps to use the formula. Okay? And that's what there is to percent problems.